Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Because only Bojangles puts tailgate-ready fresh, never frozen, honey barbecue or buffalo bone-in wings with fall-off-the-bone juiciness right in the pocket. The only way to make these wings any better? With some made-from-scratch buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. So let the quarterback do the throwing, you do the winning. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Bojangles, it's bow time.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. My wife and I sat down with Harlan Mitchell and discussed our own estate planning needs. I know in our experience, Harlan brought up questions that caused us to think about our current situation and what we need to do moving forward. When you sit down with Harlan for your free consultation, you're going to find out things that you may have not thought about when it comes to estate planning. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884 and schedule your free consultation today.
Experience the difference at Athens Bible School. The vision and purpose is to provide each student a quality education in a Christ-centered environment to develop the whole person spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially in safe and supportive surroundings. The solid biblical foundation permeates learning and culture in the classrooms and every extracurricular activity.
Hey everybody, this is Daryl Worley, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. Hey, step up and make a difference like he does.
This whole world is full of hurt and pain. A little sunshine and a whole lot of rain. It don't take much to drive those clouds away. Let's all do something good today. You never know what someone's going through. Don't underestimate what you can do. A friendly smile's a tiny price to pay. Let's all do something good today.
Welcome to another edition of the Mark White Show. I am your host, Mark White, and I'm glad to have Mandy Pilgreen on the line with me right now. She has a friend, Kim Stone, who is battling cancer in Houston, Texas at the MD Anderson Clinic, and I wanted to be able to share about the need of the Stone family right now as Kim and Adam and her family are in this together. I wanted to welcome Mandy to the show to share about her friendship with Kim, to share about a special fundraiser that's been organized. Welcome to the Mark White Show, Mandy Pilgreen.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you so much for having me. I wanted to just kind of share a little bit about my sweet friend Kim and our relationship and what her needs are currently while battling cancer. We met in college through a friend of mine, and then we were roommates for, I'd say, my last year or two in college. And so we went from strangers to best friends. And that was about 10 years ago. And here we are, still very close. She was in my wedding, and we're still just very, very close friends, even though she lives in Tuscaloosa and I live in Birmingham. When she was diagnosed with cancer the first time, I flew out to MD Anderson, spent some time there with her. And for me, it's just important that you treat others the way you'd want them to treat you. And I knew if I had cancer, I would want my friends to lay their lives aside for a minute and be there for me in my time of need. My husband travels. I have a 2-year-old daughter, but I knew that there was no excuse to not go, be with somebody in their time of need. And we had some very, very special moments together there. We got even closer. We bonded. I was able to see more of her day-to-day struggles, to be able to know how to pray for her more and to understand a little bit more about the financial side. You can only know what you can know from the outside, but you have to just really ask questions and dig in, and don't be scared to feel like you're getting in their private life. Sometimes they need you and they want you to really be in the trenches with them, if that makes sense.
It certainly does, Mandy. And one of the things I think about as you're talking is our network of friends. Anytime something like this happens, we come together for our friends. And I do want to mention that Madison Hayes shared the fundraiser, and then that got the ball rolling on me being able to reach out to you.
Absolutely.
Also a friend of Kim's. As we speak, there are people listening right now who are not friends with Kim, who don't know Kim, but it's an opportunity for them to step up to help Kim and her family.
Correct. And then also in their friends' life as well, just use this as a encouragement that what we're doing here for Kim, there's so many other friendships and people out there that you need to really step in their life and be there for them and help them as well.
Kim made a post in that message. She explains that she does have cancer. One of the important messages in there that she says, if you're reading this and have been putting off a doctor's visit, or maybe you've been to see a doctor but didn't get any clear answers, this is your sign to keep pushing. It took me 4 months, several doctors, and lots of phone calls to find out in December 2020 that I had a tumor that had to be surgically removed in January 2021, which turned out to be cancerous. Make the extra phone call, ask more questions, see a specialist, ask for the test, be the squeaky wheel. It wasn't fun, but I'm glad I did. What an incredible message for Kim to share with others, for them to think about their own health, the potential of going through this themselves.
Right. She has such a big heart. I'm over here, I have bronchitis, and she's asking about me while she's in an ER, MD Anderson, fighting cancer. And she cares so much about other people. And I think it's because she understands what it feels like to be sick. She doesn't want other people to get in her situation. She wants them to fight. And I believe that it is her fighting that is what got her to be able to catch it early. She has some symptoms that are similar to like colitis or something that isn't cancer, right? But it's a really bad stomach issue. But she never, so like even recently, that's the first time she got cancer, but even recently since July 4th, she is increased in pain to the 100%, has stomach spasms for a minute every 3 minutes, and they're incredibly painful. And so she's went to the ERs and to gastrologists. She's went everywhere, but because she was in between visits with MD Anderson, because 7 weeks ago she was told that she was healed from cancer. And so she was like, okay, it's not cancer, but what is it? I'm in pain. Somebody help me. Because she had had a previous diagnosis of cancer, nobody really seemed to want to help her. They wanted her to go back to MD Anderson, but she's like, okay, until I go there, I need help with my pain management. Like, do something. Finally, she went to MD Anderson and was like, she got some CT scan results in the ER. And when she got the results back, she looked before anybody called her, and she saw that it looked like the cancer was back and it had spread. So she immediately, on the weekend, called a doctor and got some answers and found out that she needed to go to MD Anderson immediately. We need to get ahead of this. She went there, got a PET scan. It showed the same thing as a CT scan, but in order to really diagnose it, you have to do a biopsy. While she was there, she still wasn't just there to get a biopsy. She was there for help. So she admitted herself into the ER and said, somebody help me. I get it. I have cancer, but like, I'm in pain. Somebody help me. And then while she was in the ER, they found out that her intestines, they moved around this wall, this like barrier, and they attached to her abdominal wall. By attaching to that, it also caused an obstruction in her intestines, which is where the stomach spasms are coming. So anytime anything solid touches that, she gets the spasms. So they put her in an all-liquid diet. They put a tube down her throat to kind of help that heal. But basically, so yeah, you have cancer, but you have other things going on as well. And if she hadn't just been this squeaky wheel begging for her own more help, then we wouldn't have found that out. We would have just been waiting on a biopsy, and she would have been in pain. So she's just very passionate that other people do the same and don't just take anything for surface level.
Right now, folks, we're talking to Mandy Pilgreen. She's a friend to Kim Stone, who has been diagnosed with cancer. We're trying to help the Stone family at this time, as Kim is at MD Anderson Clinic in Houston, Texas, being treated for this cancer. Mandy has set up a GoFundMe, and when we come back, we want to share that information. We want to share how you can help the Stone family during this time. Will you stick with me, Mandy?
Yeah.
All right. I hope you'll stick with us as we help Kim Stone and her family. My message to Kim, the Mark White Show's in your corner. I'm going to do what I can to try to help you moving forward. I want to be able to help your family through this show. I want to be able to connect you to people who can help. And this is what it's all about, Kim. So you're in our prayers. We want the very best for you and your family. I hope you'll all stick with us as we continue this conversation with Mandy Pilgreen. You are listening to The Mark White Show, and I'm your host, Mark White.
A little wink, a pat on the back, a big old hug, a little laugh. We can make a difference. All we have to do is try. Every day's a chance to change somebody else's life. Let's all do something good today.
Mr. Cecil Batchelor is the one that started this business as Dependable Service Center. And even though now it's Green's Dependable Hardware and we're a True Value store, our tagline is still Your Dependable Service Center. We've tried to keep that alive for all these years. Mr. Batchelor really started a good business. We're really excited to be carrying on a long-standing tradition. It's the oldest retail store in the city of Russellville. We're Green's Dependable Hardware, 15220A Highway 43 in Russellville, Alabama. We're right behind McDonald's or right across the street from the hospital. Number is 256-331-0123.
Your Dependable Service Center.
Do you look at your home or business and wonder what you can do when it comes to landscapes or hardscapes? Get in touch with my friends at JJ Brothers Hardscapes and Landscapes. Licensed, bonded, and insured, JJ Brothers Hardscapes and Landscapes offers new sod, irrigation, new flower beds, new mulch, blocks, stone, retaining walls, patios, and outdoor kitchens. Give JJ a call at 256-497-8263 or email at jjhardscapes@gmail.com. Now offering pool remodeling and new installs. That's JJ Brothers Hardscapes and Landscapes. Located in Tuscumbia, Alabama, the Alabama Music Hall of Fame honors Alabama's music achievers. You can even go into the recording studio and try out your talents as a singer. That's the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, located at 617 Highway 72 West in Tuscumbia, Alabama. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Give them a call at 256-381-4417. Check them out on the web at alamhof.org. Thompson Roofing and Construction is a locally owned family business serving the North Alabama and Southern Tennessee area. They are a Better Business Bureau A+ member since 2011 and a GAF Master Elite Contractor. Give them a call at 256-952-3309 or check them out on the web at 256roofing.com. They offer free inspections.
Thompson Roofing and Construction.
Is it time for a haircut? Go see my friends Philip Butler and B.H. Parker at Southwind Barbershop, located at 1637 Lee Street in Rogersville, Alabama. Give them a call at 256-247-5658. That's 256-247-5658.
Yea, after all this time, you're always on my mind.
Hi, this is Rodney Crowell, and you're listening to The Mark White Show, where making the difference in other people's life begins, and we all get on board and give it the best we can.
I still love you. To the city, works extra hard all day, finishes up early so he can get away, 'cause there's a blue-eyed kid on second base, wants dad to watch him play. Daddy knows he's waiting.
Welcome back to the Mark White Show. I am your host, Mark White, and right now I have on the line with me Mandy Pilgreen. She is a friend to Kim Stone, who has been diagnosed with cancer, currently in Houston, Texas at MD Anderson Clinic, and we're trying to help Kim and her family. Welcome back to the Mark White Show, Mandy Pilgreen.
Thanks, Mark. It's been a good conversation so far. I look forward to seeing what else we can do to spread awareness and get prayers and help Kim.
Absolutely. You made a great point in the last segment as we talked about Kim's situation and her encouraging people to be that squeaky wheel. I thought about my own personal story. As a child, my grandfather, who raised me, saved my life because he simply asked for a second opinion. When they know something's not right, it's okay to ask for other opinions. It's okay to seek out advice from other medical professionals, and that's exactly what Kim has done to help with her cancer moving forward.
Absolutely. I mean, at 30 years old, it's not something that is, you know, when you're sick, that's not what you think is, oh, I have cancer, but let's go search for that. When you're sick, you think, okay, well, you know, maybe I have a stomach bug or whatever, right? So I'm just proud of her for seeking out help in that way. Being at MD Anderson twice now has been very, very expensive for them. So her boyfriend, Adam, they've been together for 8 years or so. And her and Adam had to fly out there multiple times, stay in hotels multiple times until they got a treatment plan. God knew exactly what they needed, and they just so happened to be in an RV because they were in between houses. And so they were able to go park at an RV park and let her have her 6 to 8 weeks of radiation. And so that was a blessing, but still came at a cost, right? The first time they kind of got through it. They were able to manage financially to get through that. She was able to keep her job. And Adam had vacation stored up because he hadn't taken a sick day which is also a God thing, that he had 6 weeks. He could come stay with her. She was not alone. And it's also expensive on her family to come visit her too. So they haven't been able to come too terribly much for the same reasons. They've got to work. It's a flight, a hotel, all the things. Then they got through that. There are crazy medical bills that I'm hoping she's just having to pay like the max out of pocket per se. This time, it's been kind of the same thing around as Kim and Adam had to pay for their flights there. They are currently 8 days in with hotels. We've been able to spare some points. And I think that's also a good thing for other people to know is if you have points to a hotel, like that is money. Points are money. And they're a great way to help people and just offer them up because nobody's going to ask for help. They never once ask for help. But you know that it is an obvious financial burden and you can see that, right? And so offer up your help before they ask is definitely something I think is important. And then now her parents came and they're there to support her while Adam goes back and gets the RV while they're still waiting the treatment plan. In the treatment plan, it could be surgery, it could be chemo, it could be both. So there's really no idea of how long they'll be there. But if it's chemo, it'll probably be at least 2 to 3 weeks, or it might be that they have to come home, come back, go, for multiple weeks and then taking off work. So right now, Adam, I think still has some time off where he can be with her. Kim's work is still working with her, but she's obviously worried about that. So there's just a lot of moving factors. It's not you just get cancer and go get treatment and all is well. There's still jobs and finances and all that I think is really important to remove that burden where they can focus solely on treatment and emotionally staying strong and not having that extra burden that really can, carry some weight.
As I mentioned, you established a GoFundMe. The ball is just now rolling on that. How is the fundraiser going right now, Mandy?
Yeah, we started it last night and today we woke up and it was $2,000. I put it at $5,000 just because I knew that would be a great start for like travel. I'm hoping that might even tap into some of this, like the medical bills. But right now we're more concerned about just the out-of-pocket expenses of the travel right now. So there's that. So one day if we were able to hit that $5,000, I would like to bump it up to whatever her out-of-pocket expenses are or for her outstanding bills for medical for this. So, it's processed day by day, but this $2,000 already has taken just a big burden off of them as they currently were needing it for him to get home and them to have finances to help with the parents getting a hotel. So, it's already been such a big blessing just at this $2,000 mark.
Mandy, it takes a lot of courage for someone to share a situation like what Kim is going through right now. She has done exactly that. She was open with people about what she's going through. There's somebody right now who needed to hear what Kim had to say. I'm just proud of Kim. I don't know her, but I'm proud of her for her willingness to be so open about her situation and to share with people because I think it does help others.
It does. And she don't want anybody to worry about her. She don't want anybody to feel burdened for her or anything. So the first time around, she carried that burden on her own. And it was difficult to watch, but she felt strong enough that she didn't need anybody to be burdened for her. So this second time around, I told her, I was like, Kim, you can't do this alone. You need people to pray for you. You need people to help financially. Like this second time is more difficult. We got to treat it head on by sharing because so many people love you. And she was like, you're right. She said, I'm ready. And so I was so proud of her writing that post yesterday. I know it took everything out of her because since last August, she has wanted to, but she's been too scared. Well, basically too scared to. It was a big, big, big step forward for her. And I've already been able to see so much hope come from her because now she knows that she has multiple people praying. It's a really big deal as far as getting hope for knowing that other people are there standing in prayer for her, standing in that gap, holding her arms up when she can't sometimes pray for herself, right? And being able to financially help them when they're strapped. So it's been very, very, very helpful right now.
There's definitely strength in numbers, and I want as many people as possible to step up right now to help Kim Stone and her family. And I want you to be able to share, Mandy, all the different ways that a person can contribute, can help moving forward. The GoFundMe's been established, and people can search Kim's second round of cancer treatment. That's Kim's second round of cancer treatment on GoFundMe. They can search that and find that fundraiser. You mentioned about the point system and how people have points for hotels and even flights. And if you have information for people to be able to get in touch with you or connect to be able to give those things, that would be great too.
That would be amazing. Yeah. If anybody has just points from, like my husband travels for a living. So something that doesn't affect you financially, that you're going to be able to help someone else, send me a text at 205-396-5218 or find me on Facebook at Mandy, M-A-N-D-Y, Pilgreen, Pilgreen. And I'd love to be able to connect you with Kim so we can get her the funds she needs, even points-wise.
Mandy, I appreciate the friendship that you have with Kim, and you're stepping up to establish this GoFundMe to help your friend. It's very important that we do this for others when we see the need. I know there are a lot of problems in the world right now. There are a lot of challenges that we all face, but I think one of the most important things that we can do is to think outside of ourselves and the needs of others, and that helps to strengthen us as people internally.
Yeah. I think the important part of this is it's growing our faith and teaching us how to pray. And so it's taught me and helped me really just learn how to lean in to that faith. It's done the same for Kim as well. So right now we're praying for the cancer to be gone in Jesus' name. We are praying for her to get relief from these stomach spasms. We're praying for her doctors that are currently making a treatment plan so that they can make a treatment plan that's going to work fast, and heal that cancer. And then we're also praying for these financial burdens to be taken off of them so they can focus on the treatment. If you can't give, that is something that is still very, very helpful for us, is just sending those prayers up.
Mandy, it's been a real pleasure to have you here on the Mark White Show today to share about your friend Kim Stone, the fundraiser that's been organized, the things that we can pray for, and help Kim moving forward. I appreciate you joining me here on the show today.
Mark, thank you so much for spreading the word. I couldn't have done it without you.
Absolutely. Always here to help. You just continue to reach out to me as the need continues on, moves on. Let me know what we can do to help, okay?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Again, folks, if you would like to help Kim Stone in this GoFundMe fundraiser, you can search Kim's second round of cancer treatment on GoFundMe. You can support the effort that way. You can also get in touch with Mandy Pilgreen and find other ways to help. If you have hotel points, airline points, those things that can help that family, we want to encourage you to do that to help Kim Stone during this time and her family. Here on the Mark White Show, we recognize difference makers like Kim Stone and Mandy Pilgreen, and we share their stories to encourage and inspire us all. If you're encouraged and inspired by the Mark White Show, I hope that you will share the show with your friends, your family, your neighbors. Let them know about the Mark White Show and what we're doing to make a difference in our communities around the country and the world. You have been listening to another edition of the Mark White Show, and this is Mark White encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
Who live and love in my hometown. These are my kind of people.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
Don't just throw a tailgate, own the tailgate with a Bojangles Big Bow Box. Because only Bojangles puts tailgate-ready fresh, never frozen, honey barbecue or buffalo bone-in wings with fall-off-the-bone juiciness right in the pocket. The only way to make these wings any better? With some made-from-scratch buttery biscuits, flavorful fixins, and freshly steeped legendary iced tea. So let the quarterback do the throwing, you do the winning. Because how can you expect to win the game if you don't win the tailgate? Bojangles, it's bow time.
Won't you hear me, people, when I say, well, let's all do something good today.